Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television, Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Court grants African Action Congress presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore and his co-accused Olawale Bakare conditional bail fixes November 7th for their trial over alleged treason. Police arrest 22-year-old man for allegedly kidnapping his own sister and demanding 10 million naira ransom from their father in Taraba State. President Muhammadu Buhari holds town hall meeting with Nigerians in South Africa, asks them to be good ambassadors, excel, and always remember home. And ban on face masks stirs violent protests in Hong Kong as mask-wearing activists ask others to defy government order. For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our websites, channelstv.com. YouTube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. We'll be joined on the news at 10 now by Colonel Yomi Dari, a retired military officer and security consultant. We look at the recurring cases of kidnappings in the country. Colonel Dari, thank you for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you for having me on board, Amarachi.
Okay, so there have been a number of cases. Some high-level arrests, of course, have also been made, but, there appears to be an increase in, the kidnappings in the country. Why do you think that's so?
Well, it's a very, very unfortunate situation because it's a common knowledge that, nobody's free when it comes to kidnapping now, whether you are rich or you are poor. Everyone is a likely victim of a kidnapping, and I think it's very, very worrisome. When you look at kidnapping, we can look at it from two perspectives or point of view. In some clime, where you have people kidnapping for ransom because they probably need money, and then they are probably trying to gather money to propagate or execute like a revolution, But in our own climb here, I think one has to look at it in a different prism because to me, I believe it's more of economic empowerment, because you find out that people are poor, and then they look at it can be akin to armed robbery. It's so lucrative now, because people are poor and then they want to, make some money. You look at like a graduate who hasn't had any employment, and then he wants to survive.
Yeah, but there's no excuse, the fact that there's an economic hardship in the country, anything like that. And then again, there is, the perceived notion that, the police and security agencies are quite incapable of handling the situation because people have now taken laws into their hands. Just a few days ago, 3 suspected kidnappers were actually burned alive. They were burned to death. Authorities condemned the act, but then people are wondering, what do you do? I mean, when people kidnap, and then if they catch someone who's suspected of being a kidnapper, they take the law into their hands. So do you think our security operatives are up to, the task?
Well, I think there's a lot that needs to be done, because, for example, the police, I'm not sure they are equipped enough, And aside that, there's also the need to even check, the checker. How are we sure that some of these law enforcement agents are not even compromised, you see? I mean, a typical case in point is what we have at hand now, the Taraba state incident. So we're not sure, who is complicit in this case. And I want to quickly mention here too that the judiciary is not left out too, because as we speak, I don't think there's any known case of fully prosecuted or successful kidnapping incident, you find out that once a kidnapper, a suspected kidnapper is arrested, and that's just the end. We have not seen anyone that has been fully prosecuted, because if that is done, I mean, there will be, that will serve as deterrent, for would-be kidnappers. But you find out that in most cases, some families, they just keep quiet, manage it, look for some money, negotiate, and pay the ransom, and go with their family members.
Well, I guess the security officers really need to step it up, to catch up with these kidnappers. Colonel Yomi Dari, thank you again for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you very much, Amarashi.
Ibrahim Adris standing by in Abuja for more on the News at 10. Hi, Ibrahim.
Hello, Marachi. A couple of stories from here, beginning from that of teachers in Edo State who have thrown their weight behind the state governor's effort in improving the education sector in that state. The teachers say that Governor Obaseki has brought about purposeful and modern approach into teaching a learning environment, with opportunities for teachers to get training and retraining in order to function properly and comfortably within the e-learning mode of teaching.
As soon as the governor makes his way into the hall, a thank you visit in honor of the governor of Edo State comes alive as the chairman of the National Union of Teachers Edo State branch, Pius Hulebe, welcomes the governor.
You have just spent 3 years in the office. Your achievement has surpassed those people who have put in 8 years in this estate. We cannot thank you enough. If you go to our schools, you are fixing the infrastructures in our schools. Since you came on board, you have my teachers have been, there is a training and a training of my staff.
The teachers believe that the basic education sector has had a tremendous change lately as a new mode of teaching and learning called Edo Best became operational through e-learning.
Edo Best is an acronym that stands for Edo Basic Education Sector Transformation. It is a program that encapsulates all the systematic activities aimed at revamping and reenacting basic education in Edo State.
The teachers say the governor has carried them along with the Edo's Best program by improving their welfare and service as teachers. The man on the spotlight is delighted and humbled by the accolades and promises to up the ante.
We have decided to move Edo from schooling to learning, because in the past the emphasis was on schooling. Did the child go to school? Did the classroom built up? Are there furniture in the class? That was the emphasis. Nobody was asking, what did the child learn from school?
Governor Godwin Obaseki also promised to establish at least one technical college in every local government area of Edo State. Osaze Obaze Channels Television News.
And now to some company news. A multi-million-dollar sugar refinery built by foods and infrastructure conglomerate in Nigeria, BUA Group, would soon be inaugurated. The factory, which also serves as a processing plant for flour and pasta, is situated in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. The planned inauguration was disclosed by the General Manager, Port and Terminal Limited, Mr. Mohammed Lile, during a media tour of the facility.
The general manager of BUA Group, accompanied by project and senior managers, leads journalists on a tour of its latest processing plant at the eastern ports of the Nigeria Ports Authority in Port Harcourt. It's a 3-in-1 factory for sugar, flour, and pasta production. Besides other facilities, the plant is equipped with 2 flour mills, 5 wheat silos of 32,000 tons capacity, capable of storing up to 1,600 tons of flour, 720 tons of pasta, and 200,000 tons of sugar per day.
And I
like I told you earlier, we have a combined megawatts of 24 megawatts to power the entire factory, both the flour, the pasta, and the sugar. We are also working on a backward integration program in Kwara State, where we are planting our own local sugar cane to complement the raw sugar being imported from Brazil.
According to the general manager, the factory is expected to create economic opportunities in terms of employment and attraction for more investors.
At the construction stage, we are using 700 Nigerians. We have some few expatriates who are transferring technology to our Nigerians. As we are going around, you see that for each expatriate you see about 10 Nigerians around here learning the skills. So a lot of the technological transfer has taken place here. So many people have been empowered. By the time we start, we've already employed 1,000 Nigerians.
Further details of the facility is explained by one of the project managers.
We are having this storage of our wheat, which is 32,000 tons. This wheat is going to transfer to the mills for grinding. From there, we have 2 mills, as I said, and 1 mill is for semolina, for pasta plant, which we have 5 pasta lines, and 1 flour, which is going to the market in packing.
The Bua Ports and Terminal project started in 2013. Its nearness to the ports and railways is expected to ease export and the distribution of products to other parts of the country. And that's all from Abuja, but still to come on the news at 10. Ban on face masks stirs violent protests in Hong Kong as mask-wearing activists ask others to defy government order. That and other international stories and around the world in 5. Join us again.